He didn't have to look up from his desk to know who spoke, but he did. The pillar expected and deserved that courtesy. "Good morning, Miss Birdie." He stood and smiled at her. Birdie McDowell didn't smile back. Because she looked like a complete professional in her pink waitress uniform, he almost expected to see a pencil stuck in her short white hair. That moment of whimsy swiftly passed when she took several steps inside and headed toward her chair. The other widows trailed in behind her. Mercedes, her dark gray-streaked hair in a tight French braid looking exactly like the librarian she was. Winnie, the recently married member of the foursome, and Blossom Brown, the newest and only divorced member of the group. All followed the pillar and settled in their places. In his corner, Chewy, the enormous and curiously assembled dog Adam had taken in when Janie and Hector Firestone came to live in the parsonage, pulled his huge paws in toward his body, hoping he'd escape the notice of Miss Birdie. The pillar did not approve of a dog in the church. None of them returned his smile. Instead, they leaned forward and studied him in that uncomfortable way that made him feel as if they were determined to shove him in a direction he did not want to go. No, there was no as if about it. Their presence always intimidated him, and with good reason. From the beginning of his pastorate, he had a rule he followed when the widows marched in. Never show fear. "When are you getting married?" Winnie repeated. "Ladies, Gussie and I decided to keep company only 6 or 7 weeks ago. We aren't engaged." "Not yet," Winnie said, in a voice filled with both scorn and disappointment. She'd probably used exactly that tone to prod an unproductive employee back when she ran the asphalt plant. "Humph," Miss Birdie said. "We thought you'd finally gotten your mojo working." "I don't think mojo is the word you want," Mercedes said. Miss Birdie silenced her with a glare. "Don't correct me. I know what I want to say. My granddaughters use that word." She turned back toward Adam. "With Gussie and her parents living in town—" Adam held his hand up, a usually completely ineffectual gesture. However, this time Miss Birdie, starved for information, stopped to listen. "The Miltons are only renting Sam Peterson's old house. Yvonne and Henry didn't expect to sell their house in Roundville the day it went on the market right after New Year's," he said. "As soon as they decide where they want to live, they'll move. Maybe back to Roundville." "And Gussie? What about her?" Winnie asked. It really did work out for everyone. With the baby coming, Sam and Willow buying their new house, and Sam just starting teaching, the extra income from the rent is a blessing.
"Preacher, we know that. Everyone knows that. The question is, why did Gussie choose to live here?"
The pillar jabbed the surface of the desk hard.
"There are plenty of houses closer to Roundville. Why did she choose to live in Butternut Creek if you haven't even proposed yet?"
"Ladies," Blossom said in her gentle drawl, "let's not interrogate the pastor about his private life." A shush from the other widows silenced Blossom, who didn't understand that interrogation was their middle name. Their first and last names as well. In her short time as a widow, Blossom had yet to realize their true mission, or how effective they were at extracting information. "Gussie's not living with her parents full-time," Adam said, to distract the ladies from Blossom's comment. He didn't utter another word, expecting his silence to change the subject and focus on other areas in which he'd disappointed them.